face, and if you mess this up, good, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this look. It covers up all the nasties, okay? It covers up all the nasties, all the dark spots, all the hyperpigmentation, all the texturize, everything. I got you, okay? So if you're interested, please stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay guys, so before we get into everything, make sure that you've prepped your skin. I've washed my face, and I recommend washing your face before you put on makeup, whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, wherever and whenever it is. Make sure you wash your face before you put on your makeup, because I found that for my face, my skin is really oily, and putting on makeup before washing my face, not a very good idea, because it's just a buildup of oil. Like, now that I'm thinking about it and I'm saying it out loud, I'm thinking some of you are like, okay, maybe that's common sense. I don't know, but just letting you know, in case you didn't do it, please put on, or please wash your face and prep it before you put on makeup, okay? So what I like to do before I put on my foundation is I like to conceal all the areas that I feel have dark marks or dark spots that I am not really feeling. So I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Cool Tan. This is really close to my foundation shade, purely because I don't want like little white splotches showing through on my makeup when I do put my foundation on, okay? Let me come a little closer. So you guys can see I do have hyperpigmentation and little dark spots and what's all over my face in like random areas. So we're gonna just cover these up with this concealer. Yeah, just try to get all of that in as many of the little dark spotty areas as you can. Alright, cool stuff. So now that we have all of that on, as many of the little dark areas as I can find, we're just going to leave that to dry. And you want to use a creamy foundation. You don't want to, a creamy concealer. You don't want to use those powder concealers because that's not really going to work. So find a creamy concealer that dries up quickly, because we want it to sit, okay? If it's too wet and too slippery, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. It's not going to be giving what we said for it to give. You know what I'm saying? Keep it on for a little bit. You can help it dry, fan it, whatever. So I'm just going to leave this on for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back. Oh, and I almost forgot, pro tip: if you have dark under eyes like me, what you're going to do is you're going to just use the same concealer and put it all over under your eyes, like I have right here. Put it all over under my eyes and dragged it downwards. Okay, so we're gonna let that set as well along with the rest of our face. Half of the face is covered in concealer. I know, okay, I know. But this is for you. I'm helping you. This is helpful, okay? Be patient, don't worry about it. We're getting there. So we're gonna let it to dry, and since I put this on late, I'll see you guys in another 5 minutes. Okay, so we've let that dry for a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with some setting spray. I'm using the setting spray from Scarlett Hill. It's just called setting spray. I'm not gonna show you guys because my bottle is really dirty. She's looking cross. So we're just gonna put a couple of sprays. A couple of sprays on our face just to set everything and to make sure that it sticks. So we want, look at how nasty. So we want this concealer to stick, because we're trying to cover up. So the whole point of this routine, this tutorial, is to cover up. We want to get rid of the appearance of any dark marks or any scarring, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a dry beauty blender, not a wet one, because we just had the concealer dried, so we don't want to rehydrate it, okay? Right. So we're going to take a dry beauty blender, and then we're just going to blend that out. And what I like to do is to pat. So you don't want to drag the foundation. You don't want to drag, the concealer. You don't want to drag it. You want to lightly pat. And an outward motion under your eyes. And we're not going to blend it out too much, because we do want it to be a little bit strong because it's going to be underneath our foundation, okay? Look at how, I know you see that. I know you see that. I know you didn't lie. Look at that. I know you guys see that. Alright, cool. And now we're going to go with our setting spray again. Okay, so now that the concealer has set properly, I'm going to go in with my foundation. This is the Revlon Candid. This is the Revlon photoready Candid foundation in the shade 500. I used the shade 450 before, and I realized that my foundation was really white, and we're not trying to have that. It was looking really ashy, so I switched it up and I got new foundation. That was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I got the same foundation. I'm gonna try it out again, this time in a darker shade, so it's a shade 500. And so I'm just gonna go in on the back part of my beauty blender. We're just gonna squeeze a few pumps on that. Come on, 4 pumps. That's all we need. What I love about this foundation is that it's buildable, so you can build the coverage. If you want it to be light, if you want it to be more full coverage, you can do that. So we're just gonna pat a bunch of dots all over our face. And then we're just going to blend that out. Okay, cool. So we're done with the foundation, and you guys already know the drill. We're gonna go in again with our setting spray and just set our face a little bit. Alrighty, cool. Now we're gonna go in with concealer and contour. We're gonna highlight and contour our face. So I'm gonna go in with the same LA Girl Pro concealer, this time in a lighter shade. She's almost finished, and this one is creamy beige. As you can see, it's much lighter. And this is the one that we're putting on top of our foundation. Okay, so this time we're not going to go in with a dry beauty blender. We're actually going to spray our setting spray onto our beauty blender so that it can distribute the product more. If you use a dry beauty blender to blend out your concealer, it picks up the product instead of distributing it. So all of your product will be in your sponge instead of being on your face. Therefore, you have less coverage and you will not cover the dark marks that you're trying to cover. You get me? Cool. So remember, just lightly damp, not super wet. You can use water for this step, but I'm just going to use my setting spray because I want my ish to set. Right, so we have the second concealer part done and we've blended it out. Take note of the fact that I went upwards with the blending of my product because we want to lift my face, give myself a face lift, a young fake face lift, if you will. So we're gonna blend everything going upwards and not straight or downwards. Otherwise you will look really sad and really old, and that's not what we're trying to do. So now we're going to go in with the contour, and I'm using the same LA Girl Pro concealer, this time in the shade Beautiful Bronze. So you want to go something that's a little bit couple shades darker than your skin, I'd say. 3 to 4 shades darker. You don't want to go anything more than that, otherwise it will look very muddy. And with the product placement, super important, we're going to go upwards and then dot on our forehead, and then do a little bit of it on our chin, and then do our nose. Okay. Alright, cool. Another super cool trick that I learned. I'm all about overlining my lips here. I'm all about the big lips. I already have pretty full lips, but you know, we try to have them a little bit bigger. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour the outside of my lips as well. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds suspicious, but we're about to do it. Trust me, it works, okay? Trust me, I'm a professional. So what this does is it creates the illusion of bigger and fuller lips without being too obvious, you know what I'm saying? So for the girls who are watching, who might have little bits of a lip deficiency, I'm joking. If you have smaller lips, this is definitely for you. If you do want bigger lips, without breaking the bank. Okay, cool. And now we're just going to blend. Right, so we blended out the rest of our face, and I just want to show you guys how I blend out my nose contour. This is super important. Super importante. I can't emphasize how important this is, because your nose is literally the center of your face, and if you mess this up, it's late. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to blend into my eyebrows, which is why I do my eyebrows last. So we're gonna go in from the side of our nose, lightly brushing up into our eyebrow. Okay, and now we're gonna go in with our beauty blender and just lightly blend the bridge. Please make sure that it's a little bit damp, not too wet. Lightly. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna go in with your translucent powder, and we're gonna go in and carve out that nose. Just a little bit, you don't need too much. Then we can drag the rest up under our eye. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in with our bronzer, and I like to use this shade for my eyeshadow palette. This shade, it's called Jessica, along with this one. As you can see, it's almost finished. I actually use these two for bronzing, and I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna take a fluffy brush, and we're gonna go and bronze out the perimeter of our face. Okay, so I'm using this fluffy brush from Mr. Price. It's so pretty. It's got the pink marbling by the handle. We're gonna go in with Furball and Jessica and just dust that off, and we're going to pat. We're not going to drag, because if you drag your bronzer, it will look super muddy. And remember, product placement. You don't want to go straight. You don't want to go, I don't know, down. You want to blend up always, because we want to create the illusion of a facelift. So you're going to pat that up. Okay, and what I love about this shade is that it's so pink, it's so warm, so you can use it as blush as well. So what I did was I went in the inward and outward motion. Instead of just going up, I went in and out. So not all the way up to my nose, probably up to here, and then took it all the way up. Again, for that facelift look, and also to make your faces look happier. I mean, who doesn't like bronzy, beautiful, blushy cheeks? So we're gonna go in for the rest of our face. Now I'm gonna do my eyeshadow, and I don't want to do too much because this is a very like natural, cute little pinky look. So I'm gonna go in with, guys, my palette is so dirty. It's so zesty. I don't even want to show you. So I'm gonna go in with this douche, this pinkish, peachish look. This pinkish, peachish color. Okay, it's a beautiful shade. And I'm gonna take this fluffy brush that I used to blend out my nose, and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid. It's all over the eyelid. Okay, so I'm blending it up into my eyebrows. And I'm not going to extend it all the way out. I'm just going to keep it right over here, blending it into my eyebrows. Cool. Now we're going to move on to the eyebrows. This is probably like my least favorite part ever because it's so tedious, and just like your nose, if you mess up your eyebrows, it's late. Doesn't matter how cute your foundation routine is. If your eyebrows and your nose contour are not, it's over. It's over. Brush them up. Sorry you guys if you see this like weird light thing. I'm filming by my window because I figured natural light is the way to go. So we're gonna use our eyebrow pencil. This is from Essence. It's almost finished. I really need to stock up on these pencils. And we're gonna draw a line following the natural shape of our eyebrows right underneath. And then we're gonna brush them down. And then we're gonna draw and then we're just going to fill out or fill in from the back, and then we're going to use our spoolie to first brush this way. So this is just to mix the product in, and then we're going to brush up like so. Okay, so we're trying to go for a super natural eyebrow. We're not doing too much. That's why it's super light and feathery. I don't have a lot of eyebrows or a lot of eyebrow hairs, so that's why we did this. Otherwise, I would just put some gel and put some concealer and would have gone, but the Lord did not bless me in that department. So what we're gonna do is just gonna continue blending and brushing until we feel the product has been brushed up well, and then we're gonna go in with the concealer. Okay, cool, so that's the final look. I just put on some eyeliner and did my lips and we're done. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that already. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.